Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome today. Thank you for being here to celebrate such an important milestone for the PAC-3 team. Boeing is very proud to have you and our distinguished guest here today to open our factory of the future. We are indeed advancing our capabilities.
This is a great day for Huntsville. It's a great day for Boeing. When you start talking about centers of excellence that are out there, we are definitely a center of excellence in the missile defense world. And when you start talking about missile defense, you have to look at the PAC-3. The PAC-3 is one of the key ingredients of our missile defense. This is one of the key ingredients of our center of excellence. This is what makes Huntsville special. This is what makes the Huntsville economy very special. And I want to thank you for your work. Your work is very important to not only to this area, but to the nation and to the national defense. Your work today is one that sets up Huntsville as a center of excellence, but also protects not only America, but the world. So thank you for the work that you've done. And I'd like to call up my good friend Paul Finley, and Paul's going to explain to you about the millimeter wave sensor that's in the PAC-3. Paul, please come up.
That's my wingman right there. And thank goodness Paul doesn't have to do that today. I'll tell you, as mayor of Madison, I echo what Tommy says. We are so proud to be a part of this team and this center of excellence that continues to build. You know, if you guys want to know what that means from a city standpoint, I've been to 3 ribbon cutting ceremonies already this week in addition to this one. You know, today it was an engineering firm that's expanding because they have multiple customers that continue to grow. Yesterday, it was an apartment and condominium complex who continues to be able to house people who continue to come to this area. And earlier in the week, it was a restaurant where again, we're servicing those folks that are coming. You know, the combined efforts of our community and then these businesses continue to make this an area where our biggest problem is managing growth, and what a wonderful problem that is to have. And from a company standpoint, I want you guys to know, and I know Tommy would echo, Boeing and Lockheed are 2 of the strongest partners that we have in this community when it comes to giving back. You know, one thing about it, you know, our community gets stronger when companies like that find their place, and at almost every event that we're at and everything that we do, they have a place in that. So I am so proud to be a part of this. It is so neat to continue to see this type of effort and partnership occur. And I can tell you, we're going to keep working hard as cities to help support what you guys are accomplishing here. So thank you.
Obviously, we're here, as has already been announced, to celebrate the great achievement, a 2-year journey to expand this factory, one of many that we're expanding throughout the entire PAC-3 missile factories across the country. But when you think about the significance of that, just for a minute, the device that is so complex, that was so eloquently described by the mayor, the millimeter wave seeker, to expand the line that develops or builds such a complex device is no mean feat in itself, but I reflect on the fact that it was done while Boeing was delivering some of the highest rates and quantities of seekers at the same time and never missed a beat. So when you add that to the fact that they were turning their factory over and making more delivery than they had in years gone by, really a significant achievement from an industrial perspective. But I want to reflect a minute on the real reason and the most probably significant piece of this expansion, and that's why we were expanding this factory along with all of the missile factories. You know, the world's clearly a very unpredictable and dangerous place these days for our war fighters and our allies. And the fact that the reputation that the PAC-3 missile has and the missile system as a reliable defense system against the advancing threat is well known to all of them. So well known, they want more of it. They want to see it globally proliferated, and ultimately it's for them and for that desire and that demand that this factory, along with all the others, has been expanded. And I think that's is truly more significant than any industrial achievement we've achieved with this. So So we're happy to be able to answer the call and the need for our warfighter. We look forward to continued growth. We see the demand in recent years, and we see it continuing as we go forward. I think we're very well positioned here at Boeing and in the rest of the missile factory to do that. So just in closing then, I want to congratulate Boeing on just a job very, very well done. And we appreciate the help, and we're looking forward to continuing the strong partnership we have in answering the call of our warfighter and our allies alike. So thanks a lot.
And good afternoon to all of you and welcome. It's such an important milestone today to have worked so hard by so many people to really expand the factory and to make sure the capabilities are here to support our warfighters, as others have noted, when called upon. Although we already thanked many of our local guests here, my thanks again to the mayors for their great support, to Richard and the team Lockheed for all they do to make us a success, and for the LTPO and the Army for all the great work that they've been doing too. But as we all know, it takes a lot of people to be very successful, particularly on an initiative such as what we've encountered. So the many supplier partners that are here today, my thanks to you, because without you, we would not be able to not only meet our normal commitments, but also to have made this expansion possible. My thanks also to the Lockheed teammates that are here as well, and to Boeing, to the people here from Huntsville, from El Paso, from Huntington Beach, all of you that have worked so hard to make sure that we were successful in this expansion. And of course, two important leaders, I don't know, David Boyko and Bill Richardson, if the two of you could stand for a minute. It's an appreciation. This ceremony today is an appreciation for 24 long months of planning, of paying attention to making sure all the details are attended to, for hard work, for dedication, and so my thanks that we are going to be able to meet the long-term enduring needs of our Army soldiers and our allies around the world. Please give yourself a hand. Exactly 10 years ago this past Sunday, many of the people from the PAC-3 team that are here today, we were holding a grand celebration of the first 20 PAC-3 seekers that we delivered to the Army in support of the first unit equipped, FUE. That celebration quickly became very hollow when we witnessed the events that were occurring in New York City that day, because indeed it was September 11th, 2001. So as we reflected this weekend, I'm sure you, as well as I did, reflected on where I was, just like all of you know where you were that day when you found out the grim news of what was unfolding, of the majestic towers that were falling, of the call of let's roll in Pennsylvania, where Flight 93 people overtook that and saved countless other lives. As we remember the Pentagon, the home of our brave warriors, and Flight 77, leaving that in the midst of smoke. We remember the many ordinary citizens and the first responders that did extraordinary things that day. Many of you were part of that. And we remember our brave warfighters who took this fight to the global war on terror out into Afghanistan, into Iraq. Many of you are here. My thank you. My thank you for the multiple deployments that you've been asked to do. It's why we're here. So my thanks for you. We also remember that about a year after that PAC-3 was called upon to defend our senior military officials at Camp Doha. When it was called into service, it did exactly as was needed. It intercepted and defended that camp from a cruise missile, which surely would have devastated it. Our expansion team here today also responded to an enduring need, and that is to keep the world safe, to provide the best air and missile defense system fielded today, and to make sure that they, the Army, and other allied troops around the globe can count on it when they need to fight the fight. A tremendous amount of innovation, hard work was done by this extended team. The 14 major partners, our partner at Lockheed, our customer and partner, the Army, and the exceptional Boeing team that I've already recognized today, went out and embraced change. They valued diversity of thought, of experience, of those who had a long legacy of production, of those who had a long legacy of engineering. Those had different ideas that might have approached it in a way that we hadn't always done it. We did 3D modeling of the factory and said, how do we do this better? We generated thousands or hundreds of engineering drawings and designs, and our partners, our supplier partners who are here, helped us figure out how to do things better from a human factor standpoint, from a safety standpoint, from test and from factory flow. All of that team, this fresh set of eyes, the seasoned set of eyes, yielded the great success that we have. Underscoring all of that, of course, was a goal, and the goal was not only to reach the capacity, but also to increase the safety, the affordability, and the increased quality of what we do. As I toured the factory earlier this week, I saw the evidence of some of those great thoughts and great implementation and dedication. There was improved noise insulation in some of the areas. There's a cantilever arm that lifts the seeker into the test fixture so that someone wouldn't inadvertently get hurt. And it also reduced test times. We have a centralized vacuuming system to take care of FOD and to make sure that the highest quality of seekers are provided. In the end, it yielded a factory that only grew by 28%, but yielded greater than 50% production capability. That's pretty amazing that the efficiencies and the good ideas were embraced and in fact implemented. We all know that we're in an era of reduced DoD funding and an era where we need to do things better and smarter. Where downsizing is the name of the game a little bit today. Yet even in that environment, PAC-3 is thriving and growing. And we thrive and we grow because the U.S. Army has placed confidence in our industry team. Confidence in knowing that we're going to meet our commitments, that our performance in the battlefield is extraordinary, and when they need to call upon us, we'll be there. That confidence not only allows the Army to be confident and trusting of us, but it also does corporations. And that yields an investment in the capacity and what we've added today on the factory floor. You know, we also, in this environment, recalled all manufacturing employees who previously been laid off. They were all recalled. That's really nice in our economic times. And knowing that we're going to indeed meet all the needs going forward. So I'm really proud of this team. I'm proud of the commitments that you meet each and every day. I'm proud of what you've done to provide the capability to double our production capacity and meet the needs of the battlefield. I'm proud of the partnership that Boeing, Lockheed, our suppliers, and the Army has. I'm really proud of the North Alabama community that supports us unquestionably in all things that we want to do. What a great place to live, what a great place to work. And you know, and finally, I'm really proud of the team that understands each and every day why we're here, and that is to make sure that we protect our soldiers, airmen from around the world, and we make sure they come home safe. So my thanks to all of you for joining us here today, and I really am looking forward to somewhere around 2014 celebrating the 2000th seeker that we'll be delivering in this new factory. Thank you.
Let me just add my thanks and say that I am privileged to be here and to be a part of this ceremony this afternoon. The PAC-3 system is vitally important to our national defense. It protects our soldiers, sailor, airmen, and Marine deployed around the world, as well as our coalition partners, our friends and allies from ballistic missile attacks. The best thing I can say about the system is it's been used by our amazing soldiers in combat, as Debbie alluded to, and used very successfully, very effectively, very reliably to shoot down tactical ballistic missiles that were threatening our forces, friends and allies. So you have great support from the Army there. in terms of systems that have been demonstrated to work. So let me offer as well my congratulations to the Lockheed Martin and Boeing team, as well as all their suppliers and vendors really around the country, as well as the government team from the project office, some of whom our representatives are here as well, for delivering this capability, for bringing this capability to fruition, and then also for allowing this increased capacity as well that we're getting with the ramp up. This increased capacity not only will support the demand for the U.S. warfighters, but our friends and allies around the world. It's a very important point and a very big leverage for the United States of America, for our friends and allies to be able to defend themselves and to contribute to their own defense, as well as for the United States to support them in that common defense. So again, my thanks to all the team. We are very appreciative for the teamwork and cooperation that's been demonstrated between Lockheed and Boeing. We think that's a very fruitful and productive relationship in working with our government team. General Knutson would not allow me to get off the stage as well to echo some of the things that Debbie commented on as far as reliability, you know, quality, all the kind of things that you guys focus on every day. And in this environment, to continue to find ways to do it more efficiently and more effectively. And I know this increased production capability will add to our capability to do that. So thank you very much, and I appreciate your participation. I appreciate your work in bringing this capability to fruition. Thank you.